The Walt Disney World Resort, also called Walt Disney World or Disney World, is an entertainment resort complex in Bay Lake and Lake Buena Vista, Florida, United States, near the cities of Orlando and Kissimmee. Opened on October 1, 1971, the resort is operated by Disney Parks, Experiences and Products, a division of the Walt Disney Company. The property covers nearly 25,000 acres, 39 square miles, 101 square kilometers, of which half has been used. The resort comprises 4 theme parks: Magic Kingdom, Epcot, Disney's Hollywood Studios, and Disney's Animal Kingdom, 2 water parks, Disney's Blizzard Beach and Disney's Typhoon Lagoon, 31 themed resort hotels, 9 non-Disney hotels, several golf courses, a camping resort, and other entertainment venues, including the outdoor shopping center Disney Springs. Designed to supplement Disneyland in Anaheim, California, which had opened in 1955, the complex was developed by Walt Disney in the 1960s. The Florida Project, as it was known, was intended to present a distinct vision with its own diverse set of attractions. Walt Disney's original plans also called for the inclusion of an experimental prototype community of tomorrow, Epcot, a planned community intended to serve as a testbed for new city living innovations. Walt Disney died on December 15, 1966, during the initial planning of the complex. After his death, the company wrestled with the idea of whether to bring the Disney World project to fruition. However, Walt's older brother, Roy O. Disney, came out of retirement to make sure Walt's biggest dream was realized. Construction started in 1967, with the company instead building a resort similar to Disneyland, abandoning the experimental concepts for a planned community. The Magic Kingdom was the first theme park to open in the complex, in 1971, followed by Epcot 1982, Disney's Hollywood Studios 1989, and Disney's Animal Kingdom 1998. It was Roy who insisted the name of the entire complex be changed from Disney World to Walt Disney World, ensuring that people would remember that the project was Walt's dream. In 2018, Walt Disney World was the most visited vacation resort in the world, with an average annual attendance of more than 58 million. The resort is the flagship destination of Disney's worldwide corporate enterprise and has become a popular staple in American culture. In 2020, Walt Disney World was chosen to host the NBA bubble for play of the 2019-20 season of the National Basketball Association to resume at the ESPN-wide World of Sports complex. Walt Disney World is also covered by an FAA-prohibited airspace zone that restricts all airspace activities without approval from the federal government of the United States, including usage of drones. This level of protection is otherwise only offered to American critical infrastructure, like the Pantex nuclear weapons plant, military bases, the Washington, D.C. Metropolitan Area Special Flight Rules Area, official presidential travels, and Camp David. In 2020, Disney World laid off 6,500 employees and only operated at 25% capacity after reopening during the COVID-19 pandemic. On April 22, 2022, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis signed a bill into law which officially stripped the Walt Disney Company of its longtime self-governing status in the area around Walt Disney World by June 2023. Multiple resorts across Disney property offer a variety of spa treatments, including Disney's Grand Floridian and Disney's Coronado Springs Resort. Disney's Boardwalk, located outside of their Boardwalk Inn, functions as an entertainment, dining, and shopping district. Epcot has annual festivals that run for limited amounts of time throughout the year, like the Epcot Flower and Garden Festival, Epcot Festival of the Arts, and the Epcot Food and Wine Festival. Disney does special ticketed events throughout the year, including the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, which usually runs late August through October, and Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. Disney Springs, opened March 22, 1975, previously known as Lake Buena Vista Shopping Village, Disney Village Marketplace, and Downtown Disney. Disney's Wedding Pavilion, opened July 15, 1995. ESPN-wide World of Sports, opened March 28, 1997. Disney's property includes 4 golf courses. The 3 18-hole golf courses are Disney's Palm, 4.5 stars, Disney's Magnolia, 4 stars, and Disney's Lake Buena Vista, 4 stars. There is also a 9-hole walking course, no electric carts allowed, called Oak Trail, designed for young golfers. The Magnolia and Palm courses played home to the PGA Tour's Children's Miracle Network Hospitals Classic. Arnold Palmer Golf Management manages the Disney golf courses. Additionally, there are two themed miniature golf complexes, each with two courses, Fantasia Gardens and Winter Summerland. The two courses at Fantasia Gardens are Fantasia Garden and Fantasia Fairways. The Garden course is a traditional miniature-style course based in the Fantasia movies with musical holes, water fountains and characters. Fantasia Fairways is a traditional golf course and miniature scale having water hazards and sand traps. Discovery Island, an island in Bay Lake that was home to many species of animals and birds. It opened on April 8, 1974, and closed on April 8, 1999. Of the 34 resorts and hotels on the Walt Disney World property, 28 are owned and operated by Walt Disney Parks, Experiences and Consumer Products. These are classified into 4 categories: deluxe, moderate, value, and Disney Vacation Club villas, and are located in one of 5 resort areas: the Magic Kingdom, Epcot, Wide World of Sports, Animal Kingdom, or Disney Springs resort areas. There is also the other select deluxe resorts category used to describe 2 resorts in the Epcot Resorts area that carry Walt Disney World branding but are managed by a third party. While all of the deluxe resort hotels have achieved an AAA 4-diamond rating, Disney's Grand Floridian Resort and Spa is considered the highest-tier flagship luxury resort on the Walt Disney World Resort Complex. Guests with a Disney Resort reservation, excluding the Walt Disney World Swan and Dolphin, that arrive at Orlando International Airport can be transported to their resort from the airport using the complimentary Disney's Magical Express service, which is operated by Mears Destination Services. Guests can also have their bags picked up and transported to their resort for them through a contract with Bags Incorporated on participating airlines. Many resorts feature airline check-in counters for guests returning to the airport. Here their bags will be checked all the way through to their final destination, and they can also have boarding passes printed for them. Current participating airlines are Delta, United, American, JetBlue, Southwest and Alaska Airlines. It was announced in early January 2021 that Disney would be ending the service on January 1, 2022, citing a shift in consumer demand for more flexibility in transportation options. The Walt Disney World Resort is serviced by Disney Transport, a complimentary mass transportation system allowing guest access across the property. The fare-free system utilizes buses, monorails, gondola lifts, watercraft, and parking lot trams. The Walt Disney World monorail system provides free transportation at Walt Disney World. Guests can board the monorail and travel between the Magic Kingdom and Epcot, including select on-property resorts such as the Grand Floridian and the Polynesian Village. The system operates on 3 routes that interconnect at the Transportation and Ticket Center (TTC) adjacent to the Magic Kingdom's parking lot. Disney Transport owns a fleet of Disney-operated buses on the property that is also complimentary for guests. A gondola lift system, dubbed Disney Skyliner, opened in 2019. The system's 3 lines connect Disney's Hollywood Studios and Epcot with 4 resort hotels. Disney Transport also operates a fleet of watercraft, ranging in size from water taxis up to the ferries that connect the Magic Kingdom to the Transportation and Ticket Center. Disney Transport is also responsible for maintaining the fleet of parking lot trams that are used for shuttling visitors between the various theme park parking lots and their respective main entrances. In addition to its free transportation methods, in conjunction with Lyft, Walt Disney World also offers a vehicle for hire service for a fee. The minivan service are Chevy Traverses dressed in a Minnie Mouse red and white polka dot design that can accommodate up to 6 people and have 2 car seats available to anyone that is within the Walt Disney World Resort limits. Cast members can install the car seats. Some of the unique advantages that the minivan service offers over a normal ride share is the ability to be dropped off in the Magic Kingdom bus loop, instead of at the TTC like the other ride shares, and being able to ride to any point in Fort Wilderness. In 1959, Walt Disney Productions began looking for land to house a second resort to supplement Disneyland in Anaheim, California, which had opened in 1955. Market surveys at the time revealed that only 5% of Disneyland's visitors came from east of the Mississippi River, where 75% of the population of the United States lived. Additionally, Walt Disney disliked the businesses that had sprung up around Disneyland and wanted more control over a larger area of land in the next project. Walt Disney took a flight over a potential site in Orlando, Florida, one of many, in November 1963. After witnessing the well-developed network of roads and taking the planned construction of both Interstate 4 and Florida's Turnpike into account, with McCoy Air Force Base, later Orlando International Airport, to the east, Disney selected a centrally located site near Bay Lake. The development was referred to in-house as the Florida Project. To avoid a burst of land speculation, Walt Disney Productions used various dummy corporations to acquire 27,443 acres, 43 square miles, 111 square kilometers of land. In May 1965, some of these major land transactions were recorded a few miles southwest of Orlando in Osceola County. In addition, 2 large tracts totaling $1.5 million were sold, and smaller tracts of flatlands and cattle pastures were purchased by exotically named companies, such as the I-4 Corporation, Latin American Development and Management Corporation, and the Reedy Creek Ranch Corporation. Some are now memorialized on a window above Main Street, USA. In the Magic Kingdom, the smaller parcels of land acquired were called outs. They were 5-acre, 2 hectares lots platted in 1912 by the Munger Land Company and sold to investors. Most of the owners in the 1960s were happy to get rid of the land, which was mostly swamp at the time. Another issue was the mineral rights to the land, which were owned by Tufts University. Without the transfer of these rights, Tufts could come in at any time and demand the removal of buildings to obtain minerals. Eventually, Disney's team negotiated a deal with Tufts to buy the mineral rights for $15,000. Working strictly in secrecy, real estate agents unaware of their client's identity began making offers to landowners in April 1964, in parts of southwest Orange and northwest Osceola counties. The agents were careful not to reveal the extent of their intentions, and they were able to negotiate numerous land contracts with some landowners, including large tracts of land for as little as $100 an acre. With the understanding that the recording of the first deeds would trigger intense public scrutiny, Disney delayed the filing of paperwork until a large portion of the land was under contract. Early rumors and speculation about the land purchases assumed possible development by NASA in support of the nearby Kennedy Space Center, as well as references to other famous investors, such as Ford, the Rockefellers, and Howard Hughes. An Orlando Sentinel News article published weeks later, on May 20, 1965, acknowledged a popular rumor that Disney was building an East Coast version of Disneyland. However, the publication denied its accuracy based on an earlier interview with Disney at Kennedy Space Center, in which he claimed a $50 million investment was in the works for Disneyland, and that he had no interest in building a new park. In October 1965, editor Emily Bavar from the Sentinel visited Disneyland during the park's 10th anniversary celebration. In an interview with Disney, she asked him if he was behind recent land purchases in Central Florida. Bavar later described that Disney looked like I had thrown a bucket of water in his face, before denying the story. His reaction, combined with other research obtained during her Anaheim visit, led Bavar to author a story on October 21, 1965, where she predicted that Disney was building a second theme park in Florida. 3 days later, after gathering more information from various sources, the Sentinel published another article headlined, "We Say, Mystery Industry, is Disney." Walt Disney had originally planned to publicly reveal Disney World on November 15, 1965, but in light of the Sentinel story, Disney asked Florida Governor Hayden Burns to confirm the story on October 25. His announcement called the new theme park the greatest attraction in the history of Florida. The official reveal was kept on the previously planned November 15 date, and Disney joined Burns in Orlando for the event. Walt Disney died from circulatory collapse caused by smoking-related lung cancer on December 15, 1966, before his vision was realized. His brother and business partner, Roy O. Disney, postponed his retirement to oversee construction of the resort's first phase. On February 2, 1967, Roy O. Disney held a press conference at the Park Theaters in Winter Park, Florida. The role of Epcot was emphasized in the film that was played. After the film, it was explained that for Disney World, including Epcot, to succeed, a special district would have to be formed. The Reedy Creek Improvement District with 2 cities inside it, Bay Lake and Reedy Creek, now Lake Buena Vista. In addition to the standard powers of an incorporated city, which include issuance of tax-free bonds, the district would have immunity from any current or future county or state land use laws. The only areas where the district had to submit to the county and state would be property taxes and elevator inspections. The legislation forming the district and the two cities, one of which was the Reedy Creek Improvement Act, was signed into law by Florida Governor Claude R. Kirk Jr. on May 12, 1967. The Supreme Court of Florida then ruled in 1968 that the district was allowed to issue tax-exempt bonds for public projects within the district, despite the sole beneficiary being Walt Disney Productions. The district soon began construction of drainage canals, and Disney built the first roads in the Magic Kingdom. The Contemporary Resort Hotel and the Polynesian Village Resort were also completed in time for the park's opening on October 1, 1971. The Palm and Magnolia golf courses near the Magic Kingdom had opened a few weeks before, while Fort Wilderness opened 1 month later. 24 days after the park opened, Roy O. Disney dedicated the property and declared that it would be known as Walt Disney World, in his brother's honor. In his own words, "Everyone has heard of Ford cars. But have they all heard of Henry Ford, who started it all? Walt Disney World is in memory of the man who started it all, so people will know his name as long as Walt Disney World is here." After the dedication, Roy Disney asked Walt's widow, Lillian, what she thought of Walt Disney World. According to biographer Bob Thomas, she responded, "I think Walt would have approved." Roy Disney died at age 78 on December 20, 1971, less than 3 months after the property opened. Admission prices in 1971 were $3.50 for adults, $2.50 for juniors under age 18, and $1 for children under 12. On March 12, 2020, a Disney spokesperson announced that Disney World and Disneyland Paris would close business, beginning March 15, 2020. In June 2020, Walt Disney World was chosen to host the NBA bubble for play of the 2019-20 season of the National Basketball Association to resume at the ESPN Wide World of Sports complex. It was also the site for the MLS Is Back tournament, also held at the sports complex. On July 11, 2020, Disney World officially reopened, beginning operations at 25% capacity at the Magic Kingdom and Disney's Animal Kingdom, as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic in Florida. 4 days later, Epcot and Disney's Hollywood Studios for operation at 25% capacity to the public. Masks were required at all times, including outdoors, on attractions, and while taking photos, all guests were required to have their temperature taken upon entry. Plexiglass was installed on various attractions and transportation offerings, and shows that drew large crowds, such as parades and nighttime shows including Fantasmic and Happily Ever After, were not offered. In November 2020, the resort increased the guest capacity to 35% at all 4 theme parks, and on May 13, 2021, CEO Bob Chapek announced a further increase of capacity, effective immediately. However, he did not say to what capacity level it would be raised. By mid-June 2021, temperature checks and mask mandates, except while on Disney transportation, had been lifted. In late July 2021, mask mandates were reinstated for all attractions and indoor areas in light of new guidance issued by the Centers for Disease Control as the Delta variant drove a significant increase in local cases. These reinstated mandates were lifted in February 2022. In April 2022, following a court decision ending the federal mask mandate for public transportation, the mask mandates on Disney transportation were lifted. Starting on October 1, 2021, the resort is honoring its 50th anniversary with the world's most magical celebration. Disney's Magical Express, a complimentary transportation and luggage service offered to Walt Disney Resort guests that began in 2005, ended in January 2022. In August 2021, the Walt Disney Company announced that FastPass Plus, which had been free since its introduction in 1999, would be retired and replaced with Genie Plus, a system costing guests $15 per day with the option of adding Lightning Lane, which will be used for top-tier attractions, for an additional charge. On April 22, 2022, the self-governing status which the Walt Disney Company had in the area around Disney World for more than 50 years came to an end after Florida Governor Ron DeSantis signed into law legislation requiring the area to come under the legal jurisdiction of the state of Florida. The new law would also officially abolish the Reedy Creek Improvement District, which the Walt Disney Company has used to run the area since May 1967, when former Florida Governor Claude Kirk signed into law legislation which granted the company special status. The law goes into effect in June of 2023.